That was Nightbitch, about an artist who takes a break from her career to focus on raising her son and ends up coping in an interesting way. Written and directed by Marielle Stiles Heller, whose previous work includes the incredible Can You Ever Forgive Me? Nightbitch is produced by and stars Amy Adams as mother, Scoot McNeary as husband, Arlie and Emmett Snowden as son, Zoe Chow, Mary Holland, Ella Thomas, Archana Rajan, and Jessica Harper also feature in this movie that was destined for a streaming-only release, but here we are, getting the chance to see it on the big screen. Winning a raft of awards across the globe. If you've seen the trailer, then I can assure you the oddness that comes across in that is pretty much present in the movie. Let's go through this one together and see if we're barking up the wrong tree. What did I think? I've just been to see Nightbitch. I've got my ticket to get out of this car park, and I'm not afraid to use it. So, Nightbitch then. It's like under the radar. I booked to go and see this, and it's like the only showing in this whole entire area. And even less showings than the Cantonese film The Last Dance. What does that mean? Does that mean this is bad? Does that mean that this is good? What does it mean? Central to this film is Amy Adams, who puts in one hell of a performance here. This is like, wow. Amy Adams' character's name is just called Mother. And we got Scoot McNeary, whose character name is Husband. The fact that the characters don't have names is kind of an important piece of what this film means and what it's all about. The anonymity of motherhood, the toughness of motherhood, the isolation of motherhood is all covered here. The themes are motherhood, essentially. Let's get out of here because I don't come here very often and I don't know what the weirdness is. The lights keep coming on and off. It's very bizarre. But anyway, let's go and let's talk about Nightbitch. Yeah, going to another out-of-town place where nobody knows your name, nobody knows who you are, you don't know where you are. It's all part of the fun of going to see movies that aren't 10 a penny, that are unique, different, individual, all of that kind of thing. No. Okay. I don't know why that happened. The thing opened without me doing anything, so whatever, I don't know. But let me just put that out there. I'm getting parallels to The Substance with Nightbitch. But kind of not on the same insane level. But definitely the same or very, very similar themes going on. We're in suburban America. We're in a nameless town because it's just like every other town. We're introduced to Mother. We see the kind of mundane things that she goes through. She's a stay-at-home mom. Her sole responsibility is to look after the child. But as we all know, looking after kids is not a 9-to-5 job. Unlike a job where you can kind of stop doing the job, go home, you're free, all of that kind of thing. Motherhood isn't that. It's an all-day job. It's a never-ending thing. The fact that it addresses that whole kind of, dad goes off to work, mum stays at home and looks after the kids, or in this case, the child, tells us that, Mother had a life before this. Mother was a creative before this. And now she's just a mother. She's a great mother. She looks after her son really well. She does all of the things that you'd expect a suburban mother to do. But you can see there's something missing. So if you've seen the trailer, you'll know that the dog stuff. How does the dog stuff fit into this puzzle? Well, it's not a spoiler or anything to say that. It's essentially a massive, huge, obvious, and amazing metaphor. It's not a spoiler to say that. It's a metaphor, essentially. Quite obviously. It's not a film about a woman who likes pretending to be a dog. That's not what it's about. But that is the comedy aspect of it. As I said in the review for The Last Dance, it's kind of got that little sprinkling of comedy across it. Chocker full of metaphors. really obvious. Don't have to look far for it, you know? You know, the dog stuff is bizarre. It is bizarre, and it is quite awesome as well. It's quite funny, but poignant at the same time. Meaning is what we're dealing with mostly here. It's just meaning. And what I got from it was basically a story about how can we become who we were, but at the same time, how can we stay who we are? As we become parents, you know, our responsibilities change. We can't kind of be who we used to be, or can we? That's one of the ideas that this film addresses. Can you still be who you used to be when you become a parent? How much of you do you give to your kids, and how much of you do you keep for yourself? Throughout the movie, we get that emotional roller coaster. That's somebody who doesn't think anymore, who just kind of does, who just kind of becomes and is a mother and nothing else. We start off in that situation where, you know, the mundaneness of it all, dinner, you know, lunches, go in the park, lunches again, go in the park, lunches again, bedtime, go in the park, lunches again, go in the park, bedtime. We see that situation from the very start. We don't see any neglect or any of that kind of thing. We just see an honest sort of mother going about her day, you know, essentially. Every day. All day. She is more than this. She used to be more than this. She used to be somebody. You know, she used to be an artist in this case. In the time since she's had her son, all she's been is a mother. She hasn't been anything else. So that means that a piece of her is kind of gone. That creativeness, that creativity, that spark that she used to have, it's lost. How do we get our character from this place of the mundane, of the not being seen, of the disappearing act, if you want to call it that? How do we get her from that place over to finding herself again? How does that happen? How does she find who she used to be again? That's where the Nightbitch comes in. So Scoot McNairy, he plays husband. That's who he is. He's husband. I've seen him in a few films now. Most notably, Speak No Evil, the American remake of Speak No Evil. He's kind of the same character in Nightbitch as he is in Speak No Evil, which made it really easy for me to be able to say, oh, I get it. I get it now. He does the mundane thing in the same way that Mother does. He's just kind of going through the motions, just like she is. Not really aware of who he used to be, not really aware of who he is either. But, you know, at the same time, there's a kind of detachment from the couple in general. Is he really unaware of how she feels about the whole situation? Does he really care about that? Or does he just want to go off and do his thing and, you know, whatever? We kind of get to see things from both perspectives. It's also kind of non-judgmental in that sense. We don't say, well, she's wrong and he's right, and we don't say he's wrong and she's right. It is balanced quite well. And, you know, he's not made out to be the baddie in all of this either, which is a testament, I suppose, to the way that it's written. Because it is well written. This film is really well written. The balance is just right. And we've got ourselves, like, two powerhouse performances, I'd say. Two absolute powerhouse performances in this. That's worth the price of admission alone. Especially Amy Adams, who is completely the greatest thing ever. This was made by Marielle Heller. She both wrote the screenplay and directed this film. It's based on the book of the same name, Nightbitch, by Rachel Yoda. We know who he is, don't we? It might be Yoda. It could be, but then it would be 2 Ds, but it's just 1 D. I'm going with Rachel Yoda. The problem with this film is that it's not going to be seen by enough people. Certainly not on the big screen. I don't know where it's going to end up. In the UK, it's a Searchlight thing, which is Fox, isn't it? I think it's 20th Century Fox. So it's most probably going to end up on Disney+. And it'll go on Disney+, and it'll sit there on Disney+. Someone might watch it. And it's a shame because, you know, people should see it. You should go and see this because its message is great. It does have a very simple, poignant, and real message. And there's an awakening that happens also, which is, again, a great message. to find yourself again. That's what this means. It's about finding yourself again. It's kind of about figuring out what you can be, and how you can be yourself, but you can also be this other thing. And I think I got that. I got it. It's not difficult to get, and I think I got it. And what I saw, I loved. It's not for everyone, I guess. And a lot of it depends on your expectation. Especially seeing the trailer. You think, okay, right, this looks completely unhinged. And it's not completely unhinged, although it is a little bit unhinged. And that's what I love about it. It doesn't push it too far. It doesn't go too far with that idea. Despite what happens, despite the dog stuff, it does keep itself grounded in reality. And it keeps its focus on the two characters. It keeps its focus on husband, and it keeps its focus on mother. Particularly on mother. So if you can find it anywhere, then I do recommend you go and see it. I do tend to recommend a lot of films on this channel rather than not recommend them. I mean, there's been a couple, but essentially everything I've seen, luckily for me, has been something I've enjoyed. And Nightbitch is no different. It's pretty good. It's worth seeking out. It's worth going to see. So like and subscribe to this channel to find out what I'm up to next. And I will see you again